Really have other things to do right now, but it seems like YouTube is recruiting me to work for them by threatening my own channel for me to do their work and improve their algorithms. Excuse me, YouTube, I've already documented you having 3 strikes as managers of YouTube. And I've informed you of these 3 strikes, and this is the 4th, by the way, and you have not corrected any of this. So, in a way, like, what makes you think YouTube is a specialist of YouTube? I'm not going to do your work for you. So, this is my response, okay? And I'll type things and you'll find out what I'm saying. We listed any problems we found, but make sure your content follows all policies, not just the ones identified. What, do you want me to say that? Yeah, I mean, I would understand maybe a copyright issue because I'm showing minimalism documentary on Netflix in this way. But again, it's not for you to decide, it's for them to decide, because if they're not hypocrites, and this is the point of this vlog, is they're not going to have an issue. They're not capitalists. They're not going to have an issue that I'm talking about and showing some of their footage from that. But your medical misinformation, YouTube doesn't allow content that poses a serious risk of egregious harm by spread. That's pretty serious, those words, if you know what they mean, YouTube. Alphabet Incorporated, by spreading medical misinformation about currently administered vaccines that are approved and confirmed to be safe and effective by local health authorities and by the World Health Organization. That's very specific what you say. So if it's that specific, somebody should have looked at this, and I don't think they did. And if they did, they understood nothing of it. So if it's not your algorithms, it's your incompetent staff. Okay, so this is the only part that mentions vaccines, really.
And it's already underway. You will never, unless you get the help of gods and extraterrestrials, you will never reverse this yourself. I mean, you can't even not argue about a vaccine that kills, a small percentage of the population, much less something like this. You're really walking zombies.
Okay, so I don't know how your algorithm screwed this up. There was the word vaccine, and somehow it got the words that you put as keywords all mixed up. What I'm saying is people argued about vaccines, and they still do. And it did kill a small percentage of people. What's inaccurate about this? And then near the end, I mentioned, in the last minute, I mentioned topics related to...
if you don't need internet that much, just kind of sit by or something like that.
Oh yeah, I was mentioning how during times of COVID, let's say a Tim Horton decided to not open the entire restaurant so they wouldn't have to re-clean everything all the time with their staff because they're not rich enough. And so they would have, let's say, 3 tables open in a corner. And like you can catch this airborne virus, right? But to minimize cleaning, they'd sit everybody close together so they'd have just that corner and hope people not stay too long or go outside. So this intellectual laziness and capitalism, this social pandemic, helped spread this viral component, which was not a pandemic. The pandemic would have killed a lot more people, if you want to call it that. It was a social pandemic, like I've said from the beginning, of medical systems that are hanging by a thread because of greed, elitism, public servants who don't act like public servants, people that pretend to care about the human rights of others, people that even work in medical care that barely feel like washing their hands because that's how much they care about the patients they serve. It's more like a people primate pandemic. And if you guys don't talk about this and you don't say we got lucky still because there's some worse ones coming, you're screwed. So I'm going to press pause here and go to the next page. So the next page is this. Yeah, it does not make sense, okay? And by the way, I'm doing some work for you here because you are threatening my channel and you've already screwed up with another video that I'm not finished proving you wrong about. But right now, if you want me to do this, YouTube, and I'm doing it, and I'm going to post that I'm doing it, is you better become one of my Patreon supporters. And I'm also pissed off that I took screenshots of other ads that popped up, and I'm going to contact those products and say, get the frickin' off of my YouTube channel. Just because you piss me off, YouTube, I'm doing this and attacking your advertisers like you're attacking my reputation in a robotic way so I can do your own work for you. Okay, so this is what I wrote. I am posting a vlog about your incompetence in this regard on today's date. It includes my comments to you. I am posting it on YouTube, and if you remove it, I will post it elsewhere. And submit. And thanks, and yeah, okay. Yeah, so dismiss. Well, that's the only choice. Okay, I'm not finished with you, YouTube. I'm coming after you for this copyright strike here, and I will come down hard.